In this lesson, I'm going to talk to you about measure, rescale and rotate, and we're going to talk about the measure module now, and we'll go to page 2. Here we've got a van that we've taken a picture of and we've rescaled it up using the Rescale module. Now I'll show you where to find these modules. So you click on the tools here, you come down to the size, scale and rotation of the design center, click on there, and I'll just reset this so we can see a bit more clearly. Just zoom out and you can see this van here. We've just rescaled it. We've used this module here, the Rescale module. The wheelbase was about 37 inches and we've rescaled it up to 135 inches. So we've increased the original image up about 3.5 times its original size. So now it's full size in the program, so we're ready to apply some signage to it. So we need to measure parts on the van. So we come to this measure module here and we click on this, and that brings up the measuring module. And we can now measure parts of this van, any section we want to write up with a particular signage. And we get this ruler here, and we can see this ruler has got a start and an end point. And if I just move these two, I can show you how how accurate it is here. So just roughing it in position, it's 135 odd inches. But if I zoom right in now, and I'll just position it in the correct position, I can turn this view so I can actually see more of the van underneath from the frosted view. And that's approximately where it should start from, the measurement. And I'll just slide over here to the other wheel and to the end of the ruler and just position this. And you can see it's getting very close. It's just by eye I can do it at about, it's like 0.048 of an inch out. It's not very, it's pretty accurate. It's not out by much. So if I type in 135 inches there, it resizes the ruler, and you can see that it's very accurate. What that means is we can now measure other parts of the job, okay, or of this particular van. So I might want to measure this section up here, and I just bring the start of the ruler there like so, and the end of the ruler there like so, and that gives me the measurement there. So I now know that I can measure, or I can write it up to about 102 inches roughly in that section. So I can make my signage about that size. Now I might be interested in the door, what I can fit on the door here. And I can see that I can get about 36 inches. Now I can zoom in to get a more accurate sort of measurement. I can go from seam to seam, or from this spot here to this section here, and I can know that I can fit in about a sign of around about 34 inches in there. I can also do a vertical measurement. And as you can see, as I move these start and end points around, the ruler snaps into position. It's a subtle snap, so you'll need to practice with that. But in here I've got about 28 inches. So I now know that I've got about 34 by 28 inches I can write onto this door. And that's a great tool to have. And as you can see, it's 28 inches high. The ruler's nice at 90 degrees, and it's telling me my ruler dimensions. Now it also tells me my start and end points, so this would depend on the job you've got. If you want to know exactly where the X and Y position of the start of the ruler is, and the X and Y position of where the end of the ruler is. This is what the start and end position, this is what they're referring to. So that's the X and Y position. It's from the top left-hand corner of the actual image there to the start and the end points of the rulers. So that's how that section works, and what those measurements are actually referring to. And you can position your ruler exactly where you want it by using those tools. And as I've shown you before, you can turn your ruler on or off, and you can turn your view on and off, like so. So that's how the measure module works, and how you can accurately measure sections of a particular job like this one here. And as I've said before, these modules all work together, so you need to see all these lessons. And that's the end of this lesson.